Section 3.4 is called Slope-Intercept Form of Linear Equation. Okay, so question number 1 says to identify the slope and the y-intercept if they exist. Before we go there, I'm going to go talk about y equals mx plus b, which is called slope-intercept form. This is slope-intercept form. It's called that because m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. So again, you're always going to see the y and the x, but the m and the b are the numbers. The m is the slope, so the number in front of the x is the slope, and then the b out to the side, that's your y-intercept. So number 1, if you have y equals negative 3/4 x minus 4, your slope is the number in front of the x, so the slope is negative 3/4, and the y-intercept is going to be negative 4. So the y-intercept, it says to write the intercept as an ordered pair. It's going to be 0, negative 4. Number 2, identify the slope and y-intercept if they exist. The equation is y equals negative x minus 3. If you need to see that written as negative 1x plus negative 3, so that you can identify the slope quickly. The slope is the number in front of the x, so it's negative 1. And then the y-intercept is the number out to the side, which is negative 3. So you're going to write it as an ordered pair, 0, negative 3. Number 3, y equals negative 2x. The number in front of the x is the slope, so the slope is negative 2. If it helps to see this written as y equals negative 2x plus 0, notice that there's nothing out here. So the y-intercept is actually 0. As an ordered pair, it's 0, 0. Number 4, you have it in standard form, 2x plus 9y equals 2. Let's manipulate it a little bit and get y equals mx plus b form. So 2x plus 9y equals 2. I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides, and I'm going to write that first on the right. 9y equals negative 2x plus 2. Now I want to divide everything by 9. Divide both sides by 9. So I have y equals negative 2/9 x plus 2/9. So my slope is the number in front of the x when it's written in the form y equals mx plus b. My slope is negative 2/9, and my y-intercept is going to be 0, 2/9. Number 5, when it's given to you in the form x minus 4y equals 3. X minus 4y equals 3. I want to subtract x from both sides. So negative 4y equals negative x plus 3. Now divide everything by negative 4. So I'm left with y equals, negative x over negative 4. Negative over negative is a positive, so I get the number 1/4 x. 3 over negative 4 is going to be negative 3/4. My slope, the number in front of the x, my slope is 1/4. My y-intercept is going to be 0, negative 3/4. Okay, number 6. We're given negative 5 plus x equals 4. Negative 5 plus x equals 4. If I get the x by itself, so I need to add 5 to both sides, I get x equals 9. Whenever you have x equals a number, to graph that, no matter what y is, x is always 9. So I have 9, 0, 9, 1, 9, 2, 9, negative 4. That's the equation of a vertical line. X equals 9. The slope of a vertical line is undefined. Oops, it needs to be in blue because it's slope. The slope is undefined. Will it ever cross the y-axis here? And the answer is no. So for part 2 that says what is the y-intercept, select none if applicable. So there's not a y-intercept. Number 7, x equals 4y. I want to get the y by itself, so first thing I'm going to do is divide both sides by 4. So I have y equals x over 4. I'm going to write it this way. Y equals, the number is going to be 1 over 4. 1 over 4x, and then plus 0. Y equals 1/4 x. The slope is 1/4. The y-intercept, there's nothing over there, so it must be 0, 0. Number 8 is to graph the line using the slope and y-intercept. Graph the line through the point 0, 3, having a slope of -2. You want it to go through 0, 3, and the slope was -2. Is that right? Hold on. Yes. Okay, so let's go plot the point 0, 3. 0, 3. Now using the slope. The slope is, I can either think of it as -2 over 1 or as 2 over -1. So if I think of it as -2 over 1, I'm going to go down 2 and right 1. Here's a point. Down 2, right 1. So here are 2 more points. Now, had I thought of slope being 2 over -1, that would say to go up 2, oops, hold on. From this point, I could have gone up 2 and left 1. So a point would have been right here. Showing you that one more time, I can go up 2 and left 1. Up 2, left 1. Or I could have gone down 2 and right 1. So my line would look like this. If you wanted to go check that out, nope, we're not going to go there yet. That's it. So plot your 0, 3, and then use your slope to find at least one more point, if not more. Number 9, graph the line using the slope and y-intercept. The point, the y-intercept is 0, -2, and has a slope of 5/3. Okay, let's go plot 0, -2 first. 0, -2, there's my y-intercept. My slope is 5/3, it's positive, 5 over 3, so I'm going to go up 5 and right 3. So up 5 and then right 3. Here's my second point. I can do a straight edge and I can connect that, or I can go get another point using my slope. I could have said that that was -5 over -3, so go down 5 and left 3. So go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and left 1, 2, 3. So here's another point. Either way, my line looks like that. Number 10, match the equation with the graph by identifying the slope. If the slope is positive, negative, and if the y-intercept is positive, negative, or 0. Okay, before we go do anything, the slope is 1/3. So it's a positive slope. The y-intercept is -4. The y-intercept would be 0, -4. So let's go match the graph. Can't be this one because the y-intercept is positive there. This looks like the y-intercept of -3, so it's not that one. That's a maybe. That could possibly be it. That's not the y-intercept. That's not the right y-intercept, and that's not the right y-intercept. The only graph it could be is C. Now, what was the slope? 1/3. So for my slope, I want to go up 1 and over 3. That would be it. Number 11, write the equation in slope-intercept form if possible and graph the line. My equation is -4x plus y equals 7. I want to get it into y equals mx plus b form. So I'm going to add 4x to both sides. So I have y equals, remember to always write the x part first, so 4x plus 7. That is in slope-intercept form. Okay, my slope, when I go graph this, my slope is 4, which can also be written as 4/1. My y-intercept is 0, 7. So let's go down here and graph. 0, 7 is right here. My slope, again, was 4/1. So I want to go up 4 and right 1. My second point would be right here. There's my line. If I wanted to go graph this, since I've put it in y equals mx plus b form, I can go to my calculator. My y equals, I'm going to type in 4x plus 7. If I do a zoom standard, zoom 6, there's my equation, or there's my graph. Okay, next problem. Write it in slope-intercept form. My equation is x minus 2y equals 6. So I need to subtract x from both sides. -2y equals -x plus 6. Dividing everything by -2, I get y equals -1x over -2. -1 over -2 is just a half times x, plus 6 divided by -2 would be -3. So slope-intercept form is y equals 1/2 x minus 3. My slope, my slope is 1/2, and my y-intercept is going to be 0, -3. So if I go plot 0, -3, and my slope again was 1/2. So if my slope is 1/2, I'm going to go up 1, right 2, up 1, right 2, put another point. If I want one more point, I can go up 1, right 2. There's my line. Number 13, my equation is 2x minus y equals 0. I'm going to choose to add y to both sides, and I'm left with 2x equals y. So I can write it as y equals 2x, correct? Okay, slope-intercept form is y equals 2x. My slope is always the number in front of the x, so my slope is 2. You might want to think of it as 2 over 1. My y-intercept, since there's nothing there, my y-intercept is going to be 0, 0. So here we go. There's my y-intercept, 0, 0. My slope is 2 over 1, so I'm going to go up 2, right 1, up 2, right 1, up 2, right 1. So there are 2 more points. There's my line. Number 14, you have 3y equals 2x. Dividing both sides by 3, I get y equals 2x over 3, which can be written as 2/3 x. So slope-intercept form is y equals 2/3 x. My slope is 2/3, and my y-intercept is 0. So 0, 0. So here's my y-intercept. My slope again was 2/3. So I'm going to go up 2, right 3. Up 2, right 3. Up 2, right 3. So here are 2 more points. My line would look like that. Well, sort of. Straight line. Whatever. You got it. If you want to go check this on your calculator, you can. Y equals 2/3 x. So y equals, I'm going to type in 2/3, 2 over 3, and then x, and hit graph. There's my line. Y equals 2/3 x. Number 15, 1 plus 2y equals 6. I'm going to subtract 1 from both sides. So 2y equals 5. Dividing both sides by 2, I get y equals 5/2. Notice there's no x. If you want to see this as y equals 0x plus 5/2, you can. But you really just need to write it as y equals 5/2. Now, y equals a number. Y equals a number is a horizontal line. There's no x, so the slope is 0. The y-intercept is 0, 5/2. So if I were to go graph this, 0, 5/2 is right here. Now a slope of 0, oops, looks like that. So you have y equals 5/2. No matter what x is, y is always 5/2. It could be 1, 5/2, 2, 5/2, 0, 5/2, -3, 5/2. Y equals a number is a horizontal line. Number 16, determine if the equations represent parallel lines, perpendicular lines, or neither. So aside, parallel lines, the notation looks like that. Parallel lines, the definition is that they're 2 lines that never intersect. So if you look at the shorthand notation here, those 2 lines better have the same slope. So the slope of line 1 equals the slope of line 2 for parallel lines. For perpendicular lines, we draw the shorthand like this. And it means the definition of perpendicular lines are lines that intersect at a right angle. So there's a 90-degree angle there. The thing you need to know about slopes of perpendicular lines, They are negative reciprocals of each other. They are negative reciprocals. So an example, if the slope for the first line, the slope was, say, 2/3, then the slope of the second line would be negative 3/2. They're negative reciprocals of each other. All right, so let's go look at the example. So that I can compare them rather quickly, I'm going to put them in y equals mx plus b form. So line 1, 2y equals 9. I want to divide both sides by 2, and I get y equals 9/2. For line 2, I have y equals 4. Okay, the y-intercept of this one is 9/2. The slope is 0. The y-intercept of the line 2 is 4, and the slope is 0. So both of those are horizontal lines. The slope is going to be 0 on both of them. So guess what? These two lines are parallel. Number 17, line 1. I have 4x plus 2y equals 6. I need to subtract 4x from both sides first. So I have 2y equals negative 4x plus 6. Now divide everything by 2. I get y equals negative 4x over 2, so that reduces to negative 2x, plus 6 over 2 is 3. The slope of this first line is negative 2. Now for line 2, I have x plus 6y equals 18. Subtracting x from both sides, I get 6y equals negative x plus 18. Dividing everything by 6, I end up with y equals negative 1 over 6x plus 3. The slope of line 2 is negative 1/6. Now, something to notice, the y-intercept of line 1 and 2 are the same, but who cares? The slopes are different. Are the slopes negative reciprocals of each other? The negative reciprocal of negative 2 would be positive 1/2. Nope, they're not negative reciprocals of each other, so the lines are neither parallel nor perpendicular. Number 18. What's nice about line 1, it's already in slope-intercept form. The slope of line 1 is 1/2. Now for line 2, I have 4x minus 8y equals 16. Subtracting 4x from both sides, I have negative 8y equals negative 4x plus 16. Dividing everything by negative 8, I get y equals negative 4 over negative 8 is positive 1/2 x minus 16 over negative 8 would be minus 2. The slope of line 2 is also 1/2. Since the slopes of the two lines are the same, the lines are parallel. Number 19, write an equation of the line given the following information. Write the answer in slope-intercept form if possible. The slope is negative 9, and the line passes through the point 9, negative 4. Okay, here goes the process. You know your equation is y equals mx plus b. You don't know what b is. You're trying to find that. Okay, here is your x and your y. So negative 4 equals slope, which was negative 9, times x, which is 9, plus b. So negative 4 equals negative 81 plus b. I need to add 81 to both sides. Negative 4 plus 81 is 77. So b is 77. The equation of my line would be y equals negative 9x plus 77. Number 20, write an equation of the line given the following information. Okay, they tell you that the slope is negative 3, and the line passes through the origin, so it goes through 0, 0. That's my x and y. If I'm going to do it the same way as number 19, I'm going to start with y equals mx plus b. My y is 0. My m is negative 3. My x is 0 plus b. Negative 3 times 0 is 0. 0 plus b is just b. My y-intercept is 0. Oh, wait a minute. When it passes through the origin is the y-intercept. So I have y equals negative 3x. You can write plus 0 if you want to, but you don't need it. Y equals negative 3x is the answer. Number 21, they want you to write an equation of the line that passes through the given 2 points. Okay, first thing they tell you to do is find the slope. Here are the 2 points. Remember, this is x1, y1, x2, y2. So my slope is negative 3 minus negative 21 over 0 minus 9. I can do that on my calculator. Negative 3 minus negative 21. So I'm going to go do a fraction. Negative 3 minus negative 21 over 0 minus 9. I get slope is negative 2. Okay, just like we did above, y equals mx plus b. Here's my m. Pick one of the points. I'm going to pick this one. Actually, no. I don't even have to go through that much work. My b is right here. My b is negative 3 because they gave you the y-intercept. The equation I'm looking for is y equals negative 2x minus 3. How convenient they gave you the y-intercept. Now, if you did not notice that, and you wanted to go solve for b, y equals mx plus b, you had already solved for the m. Your m was negative 2. Now, pick one of these 2 points. Let's go pick this one just for the fun of it. Y is negative 21 when x is 9. So negative 21 equals negative 18 plus b. If I add 18 to both sides, negative 21 plus 18 is negative 3. So again, I learned that b was equal to negative 3. Okay, what is the slope of the line? The slope is negative 2. And the equation of the line in slope-intercept form is y equals negative 2x minus 3. Last problem, number 22. A phone bill is determined each month by a $22.17 flat fee plus, 10 cents per minute of long distance? The equation C equals 0.1x plus 22.17 represents the total monthly cost C for X minutes of long distance. All right. So here's the equation. Notice that this intersects when X is 0, the Y value would be 22.17. Okay, what do the questions say? Identify the slope. Interpret the meaning of the slope in the context of this problem. So the slope is right here. slope is 0.1. 0.1. So slope, remember, is the change in the y value over the change in the x value. So this is going to be, what are the units going to be? Dollar per number of minutes. Okay, let's see what it says down here. The slope means that the cost does what? Go look at the slope. You're going up and then right. So the slope is positive. Means that the cost blank by blank dollars per minute of long distance. So the cost increases by $0.1 per minute of long distance. Identify the C-intercept. Interpret the meaning in the context of this problem. We've already talked about that once. The intercept, the C-intercept, is right here, and it's at 22.17. So 0, 22.17, and it means that the monthly bill for 0 minutes is 22.17. Do you remember that there was a $22.17 flat fee? That's what the intercept is. Okay, use the equation to determine the cost of a 233 minutes of long distance. Our cost function was 0.1x plus 22.17. This is how many minutes we're going to plug in. So 0.1 times 233 plus 22.17. 0.1 times 233 plus 22.17. $45.47. And that is it for this homework assignment.